It's funny because the Bible said that the devil comes as an angel of light. He presents an idea. He presents something positive. He presents something that he feels that can fulfill you. But the truth of the matter, in the end of the story, it doesn't. It's not true. It's like the New York City, right? Let's just say the drug dealer. He said, "Oh, buy drugs from me. You're gonna be the life of the party." Matter of fact, take it on credit. Pay me when you can. But then when you can't pay the drug dealer, or you don't pay the drug dealer, he's gonna come after you with his cronies, right? Or if you take the drugs and then the drugs are bad and then you get a drug overdose and you die. See, you don't know the after effects of it because you think that at that moment it's good for you. So the same thing with spiritualism, same thing with darkness, same thing with witchcraft, same thing with these things, horoscope, tarot cards, people with seance, so on and so on. We think it's good for the moment, but we don't know the consequences that it brings afterwards.
Yeah, and I think, when we talk about all this stuff, I think this is a great, in a weird way, it's an open door for fear, right? Because we think about dark things, if this is really real, even sometimes we're afraid of good supernatural experiences. Like if God does something and he shows up, or an angel like we read in the Bible or something like that, that would be like terrifying in a sense, right? So tell me why we should not be afraid of these dark things.
I believe in my heart. I've been saved for now 17 years now, and the enemy, the devil, capitalized on people fear. Fear paralyzes you. Fear controls you. Fear owns you, if you let it. But you can be an overcomer. You can break out of that shell. You can break out of those shackles by for me, trusting God, trusting Jesus Christ in your life. I mean, I walk without fear today. I walk with a certainty in my life that I know that God holds my tomorrows. Fear not, that God is with me.
One of the things you really saw was when you came across a Christian who actually really knew who God was and stood against the powers that you were trying to put on them, you really saw that God was greater. Like, tell me about that.
I'll give you a scenario, right? One day I was in my building, right? I'm coming down, I was gonna get lunch or something like that, right? I was a devil worshiper. I was the third ranked devil worshiper in New York City. My connection was from New York City to Cuba, from Cuba to Miami, Haiti, and back to New York. I ran regions. I did witchcraft on people. I was drinking animal blood. I was cutting myself, drinking my blood. I was staying all night doing rituals, demonic rituals. I was living a crazy witchcraft, like astral projecting, cursing neighbor, cursing region. That's the life. I came out of my building one afternoon. There was a group of people that was standing in the corner, and I was like, where that lousy music is coming from? So I went over there, and I was half demon possessed, go over there to attack them. It was the Nikki Cruz young people called Truce, from Nikki Cruz Ministries. When I went over to attack them, they had this wall of fire around them. And what they had was, at the time I didn't know, but today I know, the Holy Spirit pushed me back. And it pushed me back. I couldn't believe the strength that pushed me back spiritually. And I started almost to cry. I couldn't believe. For the first time, I felt my heart was a human. I felt like something grabbed me. I couldn't shake it off. So what I had, the powers that I had for 25 years, couldn't penetrate who these young people were. And they were singing gospel, they were giving testimony, and they were sharing the word. That's what they were doing. And it was enough to push me back and put me in my place.
We've hardly had enough time. You wrote about your story in Armed and Dangerous. We've hardly had enough time to even unpack this. But one thing that's clear, there is a spiritual world. The world of light is way greater than the world of darkness.
No comparison.
You have people write you all the time that are in a dark world, that are having things attack them that in their mind, intellectual mind, shouldn't exist, and they're thinking that they're going crazy. They can't talk to anyone about it, so they're saying, John, help me. If people have kind of opened the door to dark things and they're being tormented or they're having experiences that they can't explain, what would you advise them to do?
Sometimes in the intellectual mind, the first thing they tell you, go see the doctor and go get a prescription. Intellectual mind will tell you that. You can drink all the pills you want. If the devil is tormenting you and demons are tormenting you, you can't medicate a demon. That is the reality of it. You can't medicate a demon. You need to, when people are being tormented, I get emails in my ministry. I'm being tormented. I can't sleep at night. Something's grabbing me by my throat. I feel something trying to rip my spirit out of my body. I have these demonic dreams. I had these dreams that don't go away. I mean, that is demonic. That is supernatural. That is a spirit realm. Even like you said, I mean, the spiritual world is more real than the natural world. how much stuff is going in the spiritual world. I mean, everything has to start in the spirit before you see it in the natural. So all these attacks, I teach people in my book how to pray those things, how to break those curses, how to uproot them, how to break away from if it's generational, if it's something that you open doors because you went to the witch, or you went to read a tarot card reading, or you went to read horoscope, or you play with your Ouija board. I mean, these things entertain demonic forces to come into your life. There's nothing good in that. So when you get captivated by that, now you're in a stronghold, you're in bondage. Now how do I get out of it? My book, Armed and Dangerous, teach you how to be armed and dangerous, break free, stay free, and go serve Jesus Christ for a lifetime that you will never regret.